Hi, welcome back to Youth Yoga. So how we're bringing yoga into our daily lives today with our 5 yamas. Ahimsa, non-harming or non-violence, is our first yama. So today we learn how to practice ahimsa, non-violence. We make a conscious effort to rise above the urge to judge, criticize, and compare. Be kind always, keeping in mind we are all just doing the best we can. So we can practice seeing the divine in all things, being able to perceive beauty in all things, even if the things we think are disgusting, unpleasant, or disagreeable with us. Take a moment and see things you haven't seen before within what you previously believed to be as unpleasant. Let's smile. All right. We're going to come all the way to the floor. So here we're going to come all the way down to the floor. And as we come down to the floor, we have an option. We can stay in hero's pose, which just means we're sitting on our heels, our knees are pointed forward, or we can come all the way down into easy cross-legged style. It's up to you today. So pick whichever one feels most comfortable. As we start our journey today, we're going to start waking up the body. Let's inhale, draw the shoulders up to the ears, and exhale. Inhale, draw the shoulders up to the ears, and last one. Inhale, squeezing shoulders all the way up to the ears, and go ahead and drop the chin all the way down, center chest. We're going to start by moving the head and one ear towards the shoulders. It relaxes, and then release the head forward down as we move to the opposite shoulder. Remember, shoulders are relaxed. We gaze forward as we come to the shoulder, and let's release back down. Inhale as we look forward, and exhale as we release down. Last one. Inhale, gazing forward. Deep breaths here, in and out of the nose. Let's exhale, chin into chest. Inhale, stretching up for a good day here, really reaching high. Tuck those abs in. And let's exhale. So those of us that were in hero's pose on our knees, you're welcome to come all the way down to the floor now. We're going to move in circles and wake up our spine and our hips. So here we grab a hold of our knees, we sit tall, we inhale, take a nice deep breath, roll those shoulders back, and the whole time we're going to keep a flat back, but we're going to exhale. Let's move forward to one knee. And then we're going to inhale, press the heart forward, down, and all the way over to the other knee. And as we exhale, we're going to move into that cat-like pose, navel to spine, chin into chest, drawing back. Let's inhale forward. And we're going to exhale, moving back. Inhale forward. And exhaling back. We're going to move the opposite direction now. So let's rock to the opposite side. We're going to inhale as we draw heart to knee. Sweep it all the way over to the opposite knee. And let's exhale, move round it back. Inhale, still waking up here, waking up our muscles, our joints. And we exhale, round it back in that cat-like stance. Last one, inhale. Nice deep breath, heart center forward to the other knee. Let's exhale, round it back in that cat. Getting ready, let's go ahead and lengthen all the way through the torso. We're gonna move right into our staff pose. So we're lengthening hip width distance apart, toes up towards the ceiling, glutes nice and grounded. Even rock back and forth for a moment. Hinge yourself forward. So at the hips, we're hinging forward, drawing heart forward as we gently rock back and forth. You can use hands here. Starting to wake up, we're going to stretch up and over. Inhale. Staff pose. Exhale, we're going to draw the shoulders back down. Squeeze those shoulder blades back down. Press down into the palms of the hands. Those fingers point forward. Really squeeze through the legs. Tighten your core. Our abs are so tight. Shoulders are rolled back. We lengthen through the neck. Couple more breaths here. In and out of the nose. And let's exhale, release that. We're gonna come all the way up as we start to walk. Coming into our yoga marching. So standing up, and here we're just bent elbows. We have fists for wrists, and we're lifting one knee. Try and use opposites here. So I have one hand, opposite leg, lifting up, moving back and forth with our yoga marching. So we're starting to walk here. And as we walk, we're walking through the jungle. And those weeds are so tall, we gotta really lift those knees. The weeds are so tall. And let's pause for a moment. Let's start to open the legs a little bit. We want to get our hips nice and ready to move through those bushes that we see ahead. So hands on hips, feet, toes forward, and we have at least shoulder width distance apart. And we're going to hinge at the hips, nice flat back. Keep the knees soft, and we're going to sweep around to one hip, one side lengthens. And let's exhale, hinge forward, glutes back, and go all the way over to the other side. Then we lengthen through the torso as we're on the opposite side. Again, let's exhale back to the other side. And exhale back all the way over to the other side. And now we need to move forward. So hands on hips, I still have length in my torso, grounded feet. I'm going to inhale, press my hips forward, keep that core tight. Abs are nice and tight. Move all the way to the side. Then let's inhale, press it forward, all the way over to the other side. Inhale. And now we're going to exhale, making full circles all the way back around. Inhale, press forward to the opposite side. Exhale, press it back as we move around. We have one more circle. And exhale, press back down around to the side. Now we're on the side. Let's start to inhale here for a moment. Take a nice deep breath. And we're going to exhale, move back to the other side. And now we're inhaling forward again. So we're making hip circles the opposite direction. Exhale, moving back to the side. Inhale, forward. Abs are nice and tight. Exhale. Last one, all the way back to the side. And let's inhale, finding center. Inhale, coming all the way up because we see a mountain. So we're going to make that volcano pose as we bring the palms together, drawing up. And let's start to lengthen out maybe just a little bit more here. Opening those legs more into a straddle-like pose. Nice deep breaths as we gaze upon the mountain, the volcano we see ahead of ourselves. And let's exhale. Bring palms facing down, T-pose. Roll those shoulders back. Take another deep breath. And let's exhale, release down. As we release down, we're going to switch those feet. Pick which side's going to move forward because we're going to gaze over that field that we see. So I'm going to bend one knee, toes point the same direction. My hips are on the sides. I'm going to bring them forward. My back foot, we're still in hip line of distance apart, my back foot is starting to move up a little bit by having a diagonal, and it's lengthened. Just my front leg is bent, knee, ankle alignment, hands on hips. Tuck in those abs. Let's inhale and bring it all the way up to warrior one as we gaze upon the field. What do we see in front of us? What type of journey do we have today? Off in the distance, I even see a bridge. Inhale one more time here in warrior one. And let's exhale, warrior two. So we're just going to bring the hands down, hands back on hips, and keep the legs the same. We're just opening now the hips to the side, but we check that front leg. Make sure knee ankle alignment here. And then as we open up to the side, let's lengthen the arms, extending. We're gonna look over the front fingertips again for warrior two as we gaze upon the field and feel the strength in the soles of our feet all the way through our being. Nice deep breaths here. And let's exhale. We're coming into reverse warrior, so release that hand. We want to look up in the sky, bringing that hand up, reaching upward, feeling good about our journey today. And let's exhale. We're going to release. And as we come back, we're going to step it forward and start our yoga marching again. As we yoga march, we're marching towards our destiny here. We're on that journey. Up, we've rounded a corner. And we're gonna come right back to our warrior because we want to see what's around that corner. So the opposite leg now is going to step forward. That other knee that we already did on the other side of that journey, we're now using the other leg, knee bent, ankle alignment, toes point forward. Check in with the back leg, it's lengthened down, toes are off to the side, hands on hips. Coming into that warrior one, hips forward facing, inhale, reach up the arms. Nice deep breaths as we gaze upon our journey here. And now we want to exhale into warrior two, so you can bring the hands down for a moment. Open the hips, check in with the legs, they didn't move. Let's bring those arms in extension here as we feel strong about our journey. We can do it. And we're looking over those fingertips, feeling strong in the legs, strong in our core, strong in our arms. Now let's go ahead and release that back arm. We want to bring our gaze upward, taking that fresh breath of air before we start on our journey again. And even bringing a smile to the face here. Let's exhale. Release that. We're going to start our marching again, right through that jungle. Marching. And then, oh my, we see a creek ahead. Oh, we have to straddle that creek. So here we are, hip width distance apart. We're gonna straddle that creek. Pick a leg, and you're just gonna jump it forward, big, long. And then we have the creek now between the legs. So let's move our hips. Again, forward facing here for our straddle pose. As we have straddle pose, those toes point forward, planting our feet. We're looking down. Let's go ahead and inhale, bring those arms up. Exhale, bring the arms all the way back down to the hips. We want to see what's in that creek. We're kind of curious today, so keep those soft knees. Keep a nice flat back, tight core. We don't want to fall in. Let's hinge forward. We want to see all those little fishies down there. As we hinge forward, we're looking at those little fishies. Maybe we even see crawdads. Oh my. Even pollywogs. And froggies. Let's inhale into flat back. Keep the knees soft. And let's exhale and start to draw all the way back up. Inhale, bring those arms up and over. And exhale, let's release. All right, we're stepping all the way over that creek, back into yoga marching. We made it by that creek, saw all those fishies swimming around, and we're happy. We see a bridge ahead. Oh, there's a bridge ahead. Coming back to hip width distance apart for a moment. All the way back to hip width distance apart. And let's release the hand. Let's go ahead and inhale that hip width distance apart, drawing up and over. And we're gonna exhale, forward fold, so hinging forward. Now we want to gaze under the bridge, so let's bring hands to the legs and inhale to our monkey as we look forward. Flattening that back, gazing forward, those knees are soft. And let's exhale, release. We see the journey ahead. We're going to walk with our hands all the way into our downward facing dog as we pass that rock. Let's go ahead and walk it out in our downward facing dog. Heels sinking down. Coming under that bridge. And now we want to exhale. Let's bring it all the way to the knees because the space is getting smaller under this bridge. We're coming to all fours. And we still want to move some of that brush out of the way and make plenty of space for ourselves. So spinal balance, we're going to inhale, one arm forward, one leg back, making some room for ourselves. Let's exhale, compress the belly, bring the hand and leg back down. Inhale, making space, lengthen out. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, making space with that spinal balance. Exhale, release. Inhale, making space. Exhale, release. One more time, let's inhale. And exhale. Last one for this side, inhale. And exhale. Now we see brush to the sides of us. So take a moment, look to your sides while the hands and knees are planted. I'm going to look over my shoulder, squeeze my sides here, hips to shoulder as I look over. Saw that I made some space. And I'm going to look over to the other side. Inhale as I move through center. Exhale, squeeze hip to shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze hip to shoulder. And let's inhale. We need to make a little bit more room to the sides of us. So we want to come into our windmill pose. We're going to inhale and bring one arm up. And let's exhale and release that arm. Inhale, the opposite arm up. And let's exhale, release. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, release. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, release. Did we move the brush? We have one more. Let's inhale. Last one for moving that brush on the side. And last one for the other side. Inhale. And exhale. So as we start to come up here, we're going to come all the way to our knees because we see that we've made ourselves some space on this journey. Let's go ahead and step one foot forward. Keep your other knee on the ground and start to bend, hinge that knee. Allow some opening, some space here in the hips. Knee ankle alignment, toes point forward. You can bring hands to the knees here. Nice deep breaths. And again, maybe gaze forward. Let's even hinge forward, look forward. Do we see anything? Let's bring it all the way back into our camel pose. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, bring those hands, fist for wrist behind us. Tighten those glutes. Let's lift through the heart. Draw those shoulders back, elbows back. We even can see above. And let's exhale. Coming back into that length, we're going to step the opposite foot forward. Keep the other knee on the ground. Let's start to hinge this knee, finding knee-ankle alignment, toes point forward. Hands can be on the knee here. We're stretching the hip out, the back. Nice deep breaths. And again, let's take our hand, look ahead of ourselves, hinge forward, keep that flat back, and bring that arm all the way back behind us. Let's step it back. As we step it back, oh, we've almost gotten past a bridge, but we see something. It looks like a train. Let's hurry up and come into child's pose. We want to hide behind that rock for a moment. So let's bring it all the way down. All right, I think the train might have passed. Let's bring it back up. Let's crawl the way through forward, and as we move forward, we're coming all the way to our glutes. As we come to the glutes, we're gonna slowly round back. Coming all the way back, squeeze knees into chest. Let's release the soles of the feet here. And as we release soles of the feet, bring palms facing down. We want to come into our bridge as we have ended the bridge. So let's go ahead and soles of the feet, ground, knees. We're going to inhale, lift the hips. Try and find an expanding breath where our inhale expands through the abs. And as we exhale, we start to sink back down into the earth. So release the back, release the abs. Exhale all the way down. Let's inhale, lift back up into our bridge. And exhale, release down. Inhale, lift into our bridge. And exhale, release down. Inhale, lift into bridge for the last time, expanding through. Let's take our palms facing down, bring it underneath our glutes, underneath our back. As we exhale, we release our glutes and low back right on top of our hands. And now making a little bit more room, let's exhale, draw knees to chest. Inhale, lengthen up those legs up the wall. You can imagine that we're on the side of the bridge now. We've made it through, and our legs are lengthening all the way up the walls of the bridge as we help stabilize the bridge. Let's go ahead and inhale and open straddle. And exhale, let's bring it back to hip width distance apart and hinge at the knees, making our tabletop. Let's go ahead and start to lengthen all the way out at that diagonal. This time, let's point the toes. So toes pointed as you come into that partial boat pose. And let's draw knees into chest. Release the feet all the way back down to the ground. Inhale, coming back into bridge. And exhale, release the back. Let's go ahead and bring it back into our tabletop. Toes extend towards the sky, hips pressing down into the floor. Let's open up the arms. We want to make a little more room on our sides again. So let's exhale, windshield wiper the legs to the side. Keep length here, keep the shoulders grounded, the head grounded. And let's exhale, bring up those legs, still tabletop. And bring it to the opposite side. Keeping arms, torso stable, letting the hips twist. Let's go ahead and bring it back up. And take a breath to the opposite side. Inhale, bring it up. And exhale to the other side. Inhale, up. And exhale to the side. Inhale, up. And exhale, last one to the side. Feeling that nice good stretch in the hips. Inhale. And let's exhale. Gently start to release. And now we want to go ahead and get ready for Shavasana as the palms face up. We're going to release the feet. We're going to start practicing our breath here. Nice deep inhales and exhales. And as we practice our breath, Nicholas will show us Shavasana, lying down. All right. We're coming back to our breath. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Today we learned how to practice ahimsa, non-violence. So we make a conscious effort to rise above the urge to judge, criticize, and compare. Being kind always, keeping in mind we are all just doing the best we can. And just taking that in with each and every breath. We can practice seeing the divine in all things. Being able to receive and perceive beauty. Even the things we think are unpleasant or disagreeable with us. Take a moment and see things you haven't seen before within what you previously believed to be unpleasant. I see through the eyes of the divine. Today we focus on seeing the divine in everyone and everything. While each of us appears to be separate individuals, we're truly connected at the level of pure awareness. We can practice seeing, perceiving, and believing the divinity in all life. We're all expressions of the universal consciousness or the infinite field of pure potentiality. When we relate to each other from the level of our personality or ego, it's easy to get caught up in the struggle for control, approval, the need to be right. But when we choose to relate to each other from a soul level, we then can experience the expansion of love, joy, compassion, and harmony. This is what the Indian greeting Namaste means. The divine consciousness in me acknowledges the divine consciousness in you. Taking a moment here as we breathe, slowing the what your life would be like if you began greeting each person that crossed your path in sincere practice of Namaste. Take a moment to visualize yourself clearly seeing the sacred miracle in every person that you meet, no matter who they are. What would you feel like? What might change in your life? Take a moment to ponder these things. Consider making an agreement with yourself to live this practice for 1 week and watch your life transform. Breathing in and breathing out. This is awareness. Aware of our breath as it moves into the body. Aware of our breath as it exhales and leaves the body. Feeling that give and take with our breath as we are aware of that abundant cycle, inhaling, receiving, exhaling, giving. Being aware of our thoughts. Being aware of our actions. Being aware of how we speak. Do we speak with kindness? Do we take that extra moment of pause before we speak? Trying to figure out what is the best way and kindest way to say your truth. And now slowly, as we continue to pay attention to the breath, as we inhale, we exhale. We start bringing our mind back to awareness. We're going to bring our hands over our abs. And as we bring our hands over our abs, keeping the eyes closed for another moment, we're going to inhale and feel the abs expand. As we exhale, we feel the abs sink all the way back down to the earth. Again, awareness of our breath. We inhale, expand through the body, filling up with air, and as we exhale, we release, relaxing, sinking into the earth. Again, inhale, expanding through the abs, feeling our stomach rise, and as we exhale, the stomach falls back down. One more breath here. Inhale, expanding through the body, stomach rises, and exhale, releases back down to earth. And now we can start to open our eyes as we have a smile on our face. Taking a few extra breaths as we start to move to our side, as we move our toes, our fingers, our eyes are opening. And we can gently move to the side in our fetal position. And maybe even bend those knees and draw them up to the chest. And then when we're ready, we can start to come all the way back up. Coming all the way back up. Thank you for joining me on our wonderful journey through yoga and learning Ahimsa, our number one Yama, our first Yama here. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for practicing. Namaste.